Good afternoon? I think it's the afternoon, everybody. So since the last video, we have actually, we got all of the walls sanded, and you saw that in the last video. We also got the entire hallway painted with primer. So that has been done. Now we just need to finish up this closet. So there's a rail in here from some old bifolds, I want to say, that we need to take out because we don't have them, and this is like really old, so they don't even make this kind anymore. So we're gonna take that out, and then I just have to finish up painting around the trim. Once that is dry, we can get started on painting the closet and the trim around the closet, and then we're also gonna get started on painting the ceiling. My goal is to get at least that much of it done this weekend, along with getting the trim started on around the doors in the hallway. So let's see how much we can. So this is something I tried to do for the last couple of days, is stripping this grate. Now, you might think it might be cheaper to buy a new one. No, it's not. And second off, they don't actually make this size anymore. So we're going to strip the old paint off, scrape it off, and then repaint it with Rust-Oleum. We already had the stripper from my mom, so it ends up being really cheap. I think we just had to buy the paint, and that's it. So it does end up being cheaper, plus we don't have to spend money. Well, we had to buy the paint, but that's it. So buying one of these would actually cost more than the one can of spray paint. So now we got to get started. I have all of my stuff. I have stripper in here. I have my foam brush, and I have a scraper. And all you do is you paint the stripper on here, let it bubble up really good, and then you start scraping it off. Excuse the mess, because this is our workshop, but we are getting started now on the trim for around all the doors up in that hallway. We just finished sanding. Before we start painting, we want to get the trim up to hopefully make painting a little bit easier, so we don't have to worry about retouching up areas. So that is what I'm working on right now. I'm going to get this all cut and installed around the doors. My mom is going to come help this weekend with a couple of sections just because they're a little harder and she's better at it. And then we'll get painting on this. So hopefully in the next week or so this will be all done. taking a break from all of our stuff that we're working on inside right now because we need to take care of this garlic and the onions. We are actually cleaning out our garage. It's quite a mess, so we are cleaning it out right now. And so I'm trying to get this stuff out of the way so that it's a little easier to clean up. One thing I started, oh goodness, one thing I did start today is actually a hobby that I haven't done anything with in a long time. The last thing I did, I made a blanket kind of in the theme of my Oma, who had passed when my daughter was, shortly after my daughter was born. And it was in the theme from her, and my middle son actually decided he wanted it because he loved it. It's basically just a multicolored blanket. Well, earlier this year we found out my cousin was having a baby, and one of the traditions that we do, or that I like to do, is kind of continue the tradition of making a blanket like my Oma did. Now I might not do it in the same stitch as her just because, to be honest, I still can't figure out what stitch she used, but it works. And it's just kind of a tradition, and I tell all of my cousins that I give one to, tell them it's from their Omama, or their great Oma. Omama is a Dutch name that me and my cousins all made up. But yeah, so that is what I started working on. I'm not going to show anything about it because she does have a YouTube channel as well. She does watch my stuff, so I'm gonna hide it until she officially has seen it, because I like to make it a surprise, make it a fun little thing for them. But this is her firstborn, and I'm so excited for him. So I'm gonna get going on getting all of our garlic and onion ready for storage.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can keep up to date on what is happening at ZB Farms.